Guys, so what we've got here is we just finished unloading the wood. I've got a pretty exciting thing to talk to you guys about on the wood deal. So anyway, let's kind of show you what we got going here. All right, so we'll drag those in the shop there in just a minute so they don't freeze. But I want to talk to you a little bit about trailer decks and truck bed decks, things like that. I always try to get the chunky stuff off as soon as I can, because you can see right here, this one, those were sitting on the soil, and it froze down, and we picked them up, and then they instantly froze right back to the trailer deck. So I always like to get those. This is a grassy area here, so I always try to get that stuff swept off as soon as I can, because we don't want to buy anybody's windshield. And sometimes it can be aggravating whenever you're trying to get the next load on there and it's all gobbed up with a bunch of frozen junk. So a little bit about today. Explain a little bit. I know not everybody lives in the areas that it gets cold. It was 17 here today. Last week it was in the single digits, and we kind of have to look to that as a plus every now and then. You can see I had the forklift out here right at daylight. I left my dump truck out here in the field, and you can kind of see by the dirt up on the tires there, it's sunk down in there pretty far. So what I did, I just slipped in here with the forklift and got each wheel unit and picked it up and slid a bunch of boards under it, because next week it's supposed to be nice and dry, and I don't want to tear up my field trying to get the truck out. I should have done it back as soon as I put it in here, but it was busy this fall and just didn't have a whole lot of time, and it slipped my mind, to be honest. So but instead of making a big bunch of ruts trying to get the truck out, I just went, and you can see where the tracks are from this morning. Just got the forks around the tires, picked it up, slid boards under it. That way next week when it's nice and warm, everything's dry. Or we could pick a day like today that it's frozen and just drive it right on out of here. But if those wheels are sunk down in that dirt like that, it is a nightmare to get a truck out. So I had to do that regardless, because it did sink down in there. It just, you don't want to tear a clutch out or spin your field up trying to get a truck unstuck. So anyway, a little bit about that. Freezing cold weather, but kind of got to, again, use it to your advantage. So this wood, and my girls, you can see over there our little firewood vending machine. I think maybe it's Back 40 Firewood and Hometown Acres. They both run that, and we kind of duplicated what they were doing. And so a friend of mine, Shane, you saw him on the trailer build, and you see him in a couple other videos throughout the way, but he's been wanting to get into doing firewood stuff. So we've got a little deal worked up. He splits the firewood down, and I went up to Pennsylvania and I bought 28 of these, and I think he threw in a 29th one, and I had another one. So we got 30 of these baskets right now. These are the 275 totes, and we just pull the bladders out of them, and they work really good. You see it again, a lot of folks use those, and it works really good for our operation, because I can take them inside when they get dry, and we can stack them. I've got some in there stacked right now 4 high, so that it's going to make it really nice. The forklift, I can just set one on top of another and grab that and set it on top of two. So that is going to be really handy for our application. Again, we're not looking to sell bulk firewood, so we're not really trying to, you know, try to think how to word that. I like the idea of just setting a splitter up off a conveyor in a huge pile and then not touch it all, but that puts it in a location that's not handy for us. And I really like the idea of being able to take this basket of wood into the shop in a crummy weather, it's raining outside, and the girls can bundle it. We've got a Sidewinder bundler, so that's going to be a really exciting thing to get rolling and kind of get that thing on. They're really excited about doing their own little business thing. So I'm just kind of helping them, coach them along, and do the parts they can't do, like go after totes of wood. But again, I think for our application, this is going to be perfect, because we can take this tote, and we're building a shed. You can kind of see it down there. Now, those steel trusses that are down there are not part of it. You kind of see that base, and there's some rafters and pieces there all stacked up. We're going to build a shed that will house 20 of these totes. So that'll let us put one on top of another and stack them 2 wide, 5 across. So that is going to be the our firewood shed, and it's on skids, so thankfully it's a portable building for tax purposes. That makes it nice. And we'll just kind of drag it over here somewhere out of the way and stack it full. It'll have a shed roof on it and a little overhang on each side, so it keeps the heavy rain off the wood and the snow. And then once we get and then the plan is, again, to kind of keep several. I'll kind of show you what we got here. Now, you have to excuse my mess in the shop. I purchased a bunch of pallet shelving. You can kind of see some up there that haven't got put up yet, in an effort to try to get our shop a little more organized and junk off the floor. So let me get a key here and we'll slide in, and I'll show you what I mean by getting the well, maybe we will if I can find a key. Wintertime, 14,000 layers of pockets. But let's find a key here real quick, and we will slide inside and show you what we got going. Now right here you can see we've got our wood stacked. There's 4 totes high right there. These are totes 2 high, and this wood is wood that I purchased back a month or so ago, maybe 2 now, and it is already seasoned and ready to go. So this is going to get the girls a little bit of something to get started with so they can get rolling. And that tote down there on the bottom and that tote right there are ones that the girls and I worked up, and you can see that wood in a video. We were working on the pig lot. I had the John Deere 1050 in it and the excavator, and we were cleaning up the pig lot and reseeding it after we smoothed it all out with the dozer. And there were some dead trees in there, and I had the excavator and I grabbed them and just set them over the fence in a pile. Well, that's those. And got a steel moisture meter. I really like that little thing. I was not expecting that. It's about that big, little itty bitty tiny thing, and I can't get them around here in the US for some reason. So I ordered it. My wife found it on eBay from some other country, and I thought it was a toy when it showed up. I thought there's no way that can be the real moisture meter. But anyway, I'll show it to you later. But it was a really interesting little piece, and that stuff there is all ready to go. It's everything in the building here is less than 10%. These were testing 6 and 7, and some of them, I think everything was in a 6-7 neighborhood. So that's going to be ready to go. Now up top was some shorter wood, and we split it down a little extra small to make pizza oven wood out of. And then we have the rest is campfire wood. That bin is ready to go. And some of this that we bought, these bins, 1, 2, 3, 4, still need to be gone through and split down. They were, you can kind of see these guys are just a little big. Now this right here is kind of what we're after. I don't know if you can see it for the light, but anyway, that right there is kind of our goal. It makes a good sized bundle, and that outside is going to do really well as well. So but anyway, that's going to help a lot, having those other bundles ready to go, already stacked in totes, and it'll kind of give them a little bit going. And then as we have time, we can be processing the trees that are here. But like I say, this is going to be kind of a kick in the pants to get started, and it kind of, you know, it's fun. I like to, you know, let everybody win a little bit. So buying the wood from Shane, that lets him. He's been building an awesome wood splitter, and he just picked up a 362 with full wrap on it, and put a 25-inch bar with a carbide chain, 25-inch light bar, and a lot of nice parts coming, and some other things that I'll tell you about later, but we may even do a video on it. So anyway, I want to show you the splitter he's doing too, and he's excited about doing it, and man, I just like to see people excited about doing stuff. So you know, he's doing getting some wood going, and that works out good for him and for us. And then I'm real excited about the girls, because that's the part they can do well, is the bundling and the stocking the vending machine and that kind of stuff. So really excited about getting this thing rolling. So anyway, really just kind of wanted to bring you along and let you check out kind of where we're at with this, and we'll keep showing you more as we get it. But anyway, that's what we've got for today. So here we are. I'm going to speed this up so you don't have to watch it forever. But anyway, here we are unloading this last bit of totes. And they, again, picked these up in Pennsylvania. They just don't have them a lot around here. I think that's one thing that with the totes is you kind of got to be in a place where they do some industry. And we just don't have that around here. We're kind of nestled in the mountains. There's just not much going on. But really excited about how these totes are going to be working out for us. And you'll notice too, we didn't cut them. A lot of folks cut out of the side of them so they can reach in them easier. But I was afraid if I cut them, then they wouldn't stack well. And we want to be able to stack them really tall in the shop to take advantage of that space and not have to take, up all kinds of floor space to get the wood in dry. So real excited about it, and too the wood's small enough you can just reach in and grab it, pull it right through the sides of the holes in the cage there. So I don't think this will be a big deal. But anyway, we're finishing wrapping up and getting these done, and by the time this video comes out, I think we've got all the bladder, well, better part of the bladders out, and the cages, we got to clean a little bit of stuff off of them where the spout goes. It leaves a little bit of a residue, so we clean that off, and then they're ready to go. So I'm hoping to head up here in the next week or so and grab another 30 plus of them. I may take the bigger trailer and get a few more. But anyway, that's kind of what we're looking at. And anyway, the real excited about for the girls and for all those involved, and just really appreciate all the good help on YouTube about trying to get a little bundlewood business going. I've been watching Joe, the Ohio Woodburner. He's got a lot of really neat things to help folks out and getting started, and I really like his spirit about things. Trying to be efficient and trying to find ways to do things that work out. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up, and we'll catch you there a little later.